Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are all having a wonderful day today. We are now going to begin our hard difficulty attempt. This one is going to be, well, harder. But it's going to be a sizable jump in difficulty level. It's not just going to be, oh, we can't carry one other item. It seriously changes the way that we have to play things. So this one could be interesting. We did a trial run the other day, and we were able to kind of see what we needed to do. But we're going to have to be really on it today. Our first thing that we have to make sure we do is get the initial observations done in the first day, because otherwise it just doesn't even matter. So, all right, new game, hard. We're going to skip the tutorial, just go straight into it, and it is on hard. All right, confirm. All right. We're going to be grabbing the axe. I think that's what we decided upon.
The storm came out of nowhere. None of us.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight, but we can do this. We're going to have to change it up once again, even for very hard work, because we'll have to start making our tools and stuff like that. All right, time to move. Obviously, our biggest issues here are weight and stamina. Our stamina depletes incredibly fast, and we have very little in the way of carrying capacity. So we're going to have to be cautious what all we pick up. We're still going to pick up our sticks. We're not going to pick up any of the leaves. The leaves are actually surprisingly heavy for, well, being leaves. There are a couple things that we will do to mitigate that weight, though. One of which is making one of the items right now. We're going to be making both the shovel and the hammer. That way we can save a little bit of weight. I think we can get away with making the hammer, but that will put us 40 minutes closer to, you know, not being able to observe.
Captain Juan Ponce de Leon.
And we're going to grab that. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to take all this. We're going to grab this. Gonna go up the hill. I'm gonna walk the rest of the way out of here just so we'll have as much stamina as we possibly can by the time we hit the sunshine, because we want to make sure we're sprinting between shade to put off the sunburn as long as possible. All right. Now we're going to be headed up into the Spaniards camp so we can get the last piece of charcoal we need. All right. Go dig that up. We're doing on weight. We're doing okay. 1, 2, 3. That's too much. All right, we'll drop one of those. We'll have to pick up another one in another location, but we will have access to that, so that won't be too shabby. Damn it. Snake. Hiding behind the damn log. Alright. Over here, we're going to use our snake potion. Can't pick up this guy. That's fine. We know where they're at. Get them a little bit later. Oh, come on, game. Like I got stuck on something. All right. Let's drop all this stuff. Drop all of this stuff. All right. Gonna need as much open space in our inventory as we can possibly get. That's the sunburn coming in. Oh, stamina. I wish I had that very easy stamina where you can just sprint for forever. Okay, grab that. on the way. We're not going to grab the long sticks right now. We are going to bypass them and go straight for the oranges and then up the hill to do the mapping. Or not the mapping, but the observing. Ouch. Run. Your character does not run very well on uneven terrains. Get to the mountain pass. Wonderful. All right. Up the hill we go. We're making good time right now. All right. So a couple of things that we've had to change is we're going to have to pick up the flints so we can light our torch. We could try and do it without, but we would be rolling the dice pretty darn hard, like over and over and over and over again. Because I think we decided we would have a 27% chance, or yeah, it's something like a 27% chance of getting injured. And we would have to do at least 4 attempts at stuff. Not 4 attempts, so like 9 attempts at stuff. So the likelihood of us getting banged up is pretty considerable. We're going to have to drop some of these leaves. I was hoping to be able to get away with them, but we're not. You know what? We can just eat these. And we're still a little overweight. We're going to have to drop a little bit more in here in a second as well. Come on. Up. Here we go. We did get injured on that fall, which is unfortunate. So our stamina is not being affected. Quite annoying. Now we are going to run in here. We are going to grab the, like I said, the torch. Why am I? Oh, I'm overweight. Damn. Nice. All right. So we're bringing back as much as we possibly can. If we drop 4 leaves, that's fine. We have enough in our area that we can make up for that. Oh, that's gonna hurt a lot. Come on, get down the mountain. Get down the mountain. Let's get down the mountain. All right. We have very significant wounds, though. All right. Before we even fight our friend there, we're going to head this direction. All right, so 3. It's actually going to put us all the way into the red. We need 6 total. We'll be back for those in a minute. The good news is that it is now... It is night, but we've done the hard part, so we're in good shape. Okay. All right. Put this other one right over here. Okay. What we need right now is these guys. All right, we can now make our backpack. Come on, we have to make this backpack. All right. Backpack is made. Now we can carry more weight. Two of those, 4 of those. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those. All right. Yeah, go grab the other ones. Trying to put off using the... We're going to use this right now. That'll heal us up, and it'll also get rid of all of those wounds, which are causing issues. What we need is our sticks, which we dropped right here. 3. Where's the 4th one? There it is. All right, 4th. Nice. Make fire starter before dark. That would... I kind of wanted to get the backpack first because we would have had to slow march everything back. Yeah, I mean, technically, like I said, it's probably a better choice. But that would have taken me being smart. Damn it. Yeah, that probably would have been the better bet. All right. Let's make sure we grab that stuff. Okay. Hang on a second. Let's drop those for a second. Need to go grab the liana. We need to go grab the massive stone. Need to go grab the small stone. Those are both right here, though, so. Big stone. Small stone. Isn't there a... Ow, son of a bitch. Stop, go away. I know there are a couple of liana vines I could be picking up, but I'm just going to go over this tree. Because it is a known quantity. That being said, how many do we have so far? We've used 3? So we need, what, 5 more? 6 more? Oh, come on. Get out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it was 5. Oops. Alright, so we wasted... Are you kidding me? Really, game? I mean, I don't need him. The game's really trying me today, man. Now we're going to have to find a log on the ground. There we go. And this is our... Jeez, that just takes so long. That wasn't a block? Since one game. Alright, that was blocked that time. Didn't block everything, but it blocked enough. We've changed the order in which we are doing things so much that it's hard to figure it all, to keep everything straight. Alright. I think we have everything we need. Yeah, making the fire starter. I should have made the crafting bench the fire starter. That would have been the better way to do it. You are correct. 100%. We will remember that for next time. Alright, best trees to chop down. Yep. These still give us 2. Now, I believe on very hard, they're only going to give us 1, so we won't want to chop those trees down. We'll want to chop the small trees down because it'll be faster. Alright, make that stone. Wonderful. Make this also wonderful. Okay, so... now we can make this guy. Oh, we do have the hammer runners? Yes. Alright, and then we process this. Well, I'm glad it's daytime because there went our torch. We need 3 more wide leaves, as well as our next set of trees. We have the wide leaves around here, so that's not an issue. The only thing we need to bring with us is charcoal, these 2 pieces of clay, and that. So we're going to drop that. We're going to drop that. We could even drop the flint, but I'm not going to. We'll drop the hammer. And we said 3 wide leaves. 1, 2, 3. Do we need the hammer to build it? Oh, I can't remember. That's screwed. We'll bring it with. My brain just went dead. I can't remember if we need the hammer for the... Oh, no, it's an axe. We are completely exhausted. So we will... Ooh, how do we want to do this? We definitely have to sleep. Let's put a point into our sleeping so we can get better sleep. I guess sleep as little as we possibly can. All right. So we can trim that down some just by not being as bad at our... let's not say bad is the wrong word. Not being as smooth as possible with our timings. Our wound has gotten worse, though. That's a definite concern. That is a definite concern. We might actually want to treat that. Because if it gets to level 4, we would have the possibility... We'll get a tick down in our health, which will cause damage. We also have not a lot of stamina, which sucks. Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit rougher. We could, when we're at the other encampment, do like a steam bandage, but it will all depend on whether that goes to 4 or not. Man, yeah, we should have definitely made the fire starter first. If we had made the fire starter first, the likelihood that we would have any injury right now would almost be 0, because... Well, 2% technically, or less than 2%, because we got cut twice because we didn't have the light. So, yeah. That was a mistake. We can clear up that mistake. We also, because we don't need to make the backpack right away. We could do some inventory switcheroos too. That might help. So say we go to... We come down the mountain. We have our clay. We heal ourselves up to heal all that stuff away, just like we did there. And then we go back. We chop the long branches like we did because we need some of those to make the workbench. What we could do there is drop the clay, plop, plop, on the ground, grab all the sticks, which should be pretty even in the amounts, or even less, And then we carry all the 6 at one go back. And we get the clay on the return trip after we've killed the boar. Because we could also then make the backpack, and we could carry all of that. Just so we wouldn't have to slow walk anything. It's an idea. We first have to be able to do it, you know? In a semi-speed running manner. And then we have to get it all sorted out. I do think this time we are going to actually do something that we've mentioned before doing, but we've never done. And that is, as soon as we get our cuts in, we're going over the edge into the water below and not down through the middle. Because if we're going to be dropping down, we'll have to run all the way down. And I think we can drop down the outside and swim and run back over here faster. Or at least that's the hope. That's why I'm parking on this edge over here. We don't have a lot of stamina though, which kind of sucks. I mean, we have like really very little stamina. If our injury does get worse, we will have to go find something to treat it. Trying to think if there are any buffalo potions on the island. I think there's a... Is it a buffalo or is it a puma potion that's over at the one temple? I don't think I'm going to worry about that. I think we will... I think if we get to the Copper Island, we're going to get to the Copper Island. We'll just push through with whatever injuries we have. Oh, that one did not play any of the attack sound on it. All right.
This is the cannoneer from the crest.
All right, we should be over water. Oh, we took damage from that fall? Really? That's a little surprising. I don't think we can hop up onto that. Can hop up onto this, though. All right. I think the initial trip doesn't take any stamina. Doesn't take any stats. Because we have 10 energy left. It should take a big chunk of energy. I don't think the initial one does for some reason. Plot armor. I don't know. Yeah, it took no stamina. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sleep on the boat because there are beds on the boat, and that will give us 1, a better sleep, and 2, it will also give us a better chance to heal our wounds. So we want that. man. All right. So the hard part is done. Which is getting off of the island of hope. All right, let's go. Pretty soon we won't be able to run at all because of our tiredness. So let's get up here and do what we need to do before we get absolutely drained of all of our stamina. All right. Nope, we still have ours. Okay. Completely exhausted. Failed to ignite. Are you kidding me? All right. Grab that. Grab that. I am going to grab that health kit. Sometimes we don't need it. This time we need it. This time we need it. We will use the captain's quarters rest point instead of the one down here.
Captain of Santa Maria and his
All
men.
right. How long do we want to rest? We just want to rest to have enough energy for the rest of the game. So I'm thinking that's 2 hours. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to step aside here. I'm going to grab that. Normally I'd chuck myself off the edge too, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk down just so I don't get injured anymore. All right, we are on our way. Okay. We're definitely going slower. We have issues that we have to deal with. Soaked his beard. Okay. But we're doing okay. I think there's definitely a lot of things that we can, smooth the edges a little bit. Make it a little more acceptable. Waiting for our boat ride to end now. Unfortunately, our little nap, we only slept for 2 hours, so it did give us more than enough energy, but we weren't able to lose any of our damage or the injuries, that is. Come on, come on, come on. The sailing is always going to be like the thing that takes the most time, but you know, every single that 10% that we're getting our levels faster actually adds up. You know? All right, come on. I think we should still do a an attempt with a canoe as well to see how the canoe ends up. Because we've been doing this with the basic raft. Which is all well and good. I definitely think that it would take longer, but might be worth an attempt. You know, we've gotten like the normal, very easy, pretty put together, you know? The main difference is grabbing, as weird as it sounds, the thing where we gain a lot more time is grabbing all of the bark. We'll have to have a couple extra long sticks to make some dryers, and then you would have to wait for stuff to dry. And so I definitely don't think it would be enough to make it worthwhile. But cutting down on the time on the raft seems quite interesting. Where is it at? Should be right here. Yep, there it is. Going to use that one so I can free up the inventory space, and two so I can get some healing. Our food levels are getting quite low. There are a couple pieces of, I think it was a dragon fruit or whatever it's called over there. We'll be able to grab. Come on, through the hole. Oh, that's such a rough landing. All right. All right, so we have 2. We have all the things we need. Only thing we don't need is that. So let's go. And we got an extra vine too for some reason. Our stamina, like I said, is a wee bit compromised from our injuries. But hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. We should still be able to pick this up. Wonderful. Come on. Wow. Just want to throw the damn thing. Takes so much stamina. Okay. Q. Build you. I left the clay on the other island. Okay. Mistakes were made. No wonder my weight was so good. I mean, I even looked at that. Oops. Well, chalk this one up to learning.
The storm took the lives of many members of the San Cristobal.
Wow. We've done that twice. Where we've left stuff behind that we needed. Highly unfortunate. Okay. That's fine. We knew that we were going to have to make some changes. Let's make the changes and let's be smart. How did I just leave them sitting there? Oh, brain. Why don't you work? All right, new game. Why don't you work, new brain? All right. Stupid.
Came out of nowhere.
Stupid is my name. Oh, jeez. Thakard, why are you such a dum-dum? Giant dum-dum. Giant dum-dum. All right, so our start isn't that different, you know? Our start is pretty much the same as it's been since the normal, hard, very hard. All will have the same start. Running out to, oh, slight variation. Running out to the cave, picking up all of our sticks, The difference between normal and very hard is that we're not going to be picking up any of the narrow leaves. We're going to be leaving those behind. I think I might change one thing on this attempt as well. We shall see if it does anything for us. We'll see. We discussed this at one point as well, but it wasn't really a big thing.
Our captain, Juan Ponce de Leon.
Juan Ponce de Leon. Right. You are right in the way, bro. Thank you for being directly where I needed to be. Making my life just a little bit more difficult. All right. Hopefully we can avoid the legless fauna. All right. Grab that. He is right where we usually jump up. Wonderful. All right. I was going to try and make a stone hammer instead, but that, if we do this, we can move actually. So we have 3, 4 there. We normally have to what, make 8? So now we only have to pick 4? Yeah, I saw that. Damn it. Oh, it's a level 2 poisoning as well. Son of a bitch. I was hoping to be able to make a stone hammer, but we're not going to be able to. I was like, I could use this stone right here. Nope. If we had done that, we would be slow moving, and we can't slow down. Can't slow down, won't slow down. There are actually 2 small stones there. Wonderful. All right. Actually, we don't need you anymore, so we might as well keep you. We only need 4 of those. Come on, drop. Getting bit is highly annoying, but it's not the end of the world. The big one we're trying to avoid is getting cut, because that will affect our stamina. The other stuff isn't nearly as bad. Normally, you'd want to treat them so they don't get worse, where you might get bigger negative debuffs. But for us, it's not that bad. 1, 2, 3. I think we left 4 behind this time. 1, 2, last time. So I think we're okay. We might have to drop one of these leaves. Now there would be another option, is that we bring the wide leaves and the narrow leaves with us, and we make the backpack right here. We grab 2 branches. You know, we don't spend the full time cutting stuff down. We grab 2 branches, we go. If we could do that and then make it to the top, that would probably be the more preferable way of doing things, because we could then possibly bring down more stuff with us. I just don't think it is. We might be able to do it, but we would have to get like lucky with the rest of our run through. Oh, come on, make your damn jump. How many times have you tried that jump? Make it each time. Oh, come on. Run up this mountain. Might have to polish off the rest of those oranges. All right. All right. 1 and 2. All right, weight's still good. I think we're running the edge right now, but gonna come back this direction. 1, so we can grab that. 2, so we can get the signage. There we go. All right. Of course. Too much. All right. Let's get all that. We still might have to drop 1 for that other piece of flint. Yep. All right, so we're still over? Why are we still over? Okay. I mean, if we can only carry 1 narrow leaf, that's not worth carrying at all, is it? More food down. Ouch. Heal. All right. So we are going to do what I talked about before. We're going to take 2 sticks. We're then going to drop those 2. I'm going to run back. All right. Q. Make this. And then we will make our fire starter. Got caught. Come on, make the fire starter. All right. Light said fire. All right, wonderful. We will make this. You know what? We could just chop this down right now. No reason not to. We don't have the massive stone for it just yet, but we will soon. hang on. We want 2 of those. So we're headed back this way. Where's our path? There's our path. All right, grab that. Then we grab that. All right, wonderful. Okay, quickly, we're going to now make our backpack. Damn! Well, that changes things up. We only need 4 liana vines. Really? Get out of here. Alright, heal. Where's that damn pig? We also need another log, which should be sitting right here. So very hard to see it in the dark, though. The dark and the rain. There's the pig. That didn't even hit? How did that not even hit? Come on. All right. Oh, this is not going well for us. Now we're literally rolling the dice. Okay. Where is that other log? There it is. All right. Okay. I think that is enough stuff. Aside of a couple narrow leaves. Oh my goodness. The rain kind of screws stuff up a little bit. Not gonna lie. It makes things a wee bit more difficult. Not gonna lie. We got lucky there. Got lucky there. Got really lucky there. Jeez. We just keep getting lucky. I think right now it's going to be light enough that we don't have to worry about that, at least. So. Okay. Let's grab you guys. We can now make this. We need the hammer. Where's the hammer? There's the hammer. All right. We now no longer need the hammer. Toss the hammer. Make this. Okay. We need to go grab the clay again. Clay is over there on the hillside. All right. I was waiting for that one piece to wear out there. The one buff, the snake potion. I think I found a bug in the last playthrough. right, so 5 wide, or narrowly, 2, 3, 4. Hammer does need the smelter. Smelter does need the hammer. Let's make sure we're bringing our clay with us this time. That's what happened last time. Oh, damn, we went to the wrong set of trees. Needed to go to those trees. That's a little waste of time. Oh, there's a massive stone right there. Well, that's nice. But we still have to go the other set for the small stone. So we could find a small stone right here. It would limit our run a little bit. Not by much. Hammer for smelter. Gotcha. Hammer for smelter. We don't need that. We don't need that. We got clay. Okay. Yeah, last time we kind of forgot the clay here on the island. Oh, shit. Little wasted time here, but it's not going to be too massive. Infected wound. That has nearly killed us. Jeez. All right. Once again, we were very, very sleepy. Man, this has been a rainy journey so far. There's one on the boulders on beach, small stone. Okay. If you can remember which boulder, that would be awesome. Because that would save us a little bit of time. Although we wouldn't be able to pick it up on our way up to the top anyways. So it may not save us that much in the way of time. Bouncy, bouncy. Once we get over here, we'll take a short, like, 1 hour nap. Literally just enough for us to be able to run to the top. Because it's like right now we're completely exhausted, so we're getting a tick of damage from being super, super sleepy. But up until right now, we were still under the buffalo potion. So we are still healing. So we can heal through any of those negative ticks from the being completely exhausted. We won't take any damage from it. We can start to take some damage now, but we're almost to where we're going to be anyways. Like I said, we'll take a quick siesta here, like a single hour. Just enough for us to get up to the top, jump off the side, swim back to the boat. Because we're not going to lose any... We won't lose any of our energy traveling to the island. To the next region that is. And we can sleep on the Santa Maria. And gain a lot of energy back for just an hour. Last time we slept for 2 hours and that was it. So we're starting to get things tuned in a little bit. We've still made some mistakes. But we're starting to get stuff tuned in a little bit better. All right. We're going to sleep just for long enough so we're going to have to do we're going to have to do 3 hours. Oh, okay. Because we have to be able to run up top. We might be able to avoid some of the sleep if we make sure we're doing things in an efficient manner, we won't have to sleep as much either, just because it won't take us as long to do things. Hey, how you doing today? Well, yeah, it took us a little longer to get some of our supplies this time because it was raining at night. So I couldn't see the things I wanted to pick up because it was so dark. Our fight with the boar took a little while longer and we took more damage than we should have. Once again, it was hard to see the bugger.
This is the cannoneer from the crashed.
Ouch. Oh, that third one didn't have a sound. Oh shit. We went too far. Oh, I took less damage there than I was thinking I would, to be perfectly honest. You know what? That actually, by mistake, we just found out something, guys. By mistake, we just found out something. If we jump off there, the damage we take isn't as big as we had feared. And then we can just... that actually saved us quite a bit of time. We had to take our lumps for it, yes. But the real kicker there, and this is something that we cannot count on. Did we get injured? I don't think we got injured. I think we fell off the top of the mountain, took what? Was it 40 damage? Took freaking 40 damage. And we got one scrape for it, and that was it. Okay. We made up a wee bit of time there. Not much, obviously. But probably in real time, like 45 seconds in game time. Probably 10 minutes or so. 36 damage. Yeah. That one scratch, you know, that's okay. We'll trade it for that one scratch. We need to find another fruit tree. The orange trees are nice, but I mean, they're orange trees, so they primarily just give us water. What was the bug you found? I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. I thought for some reason, because not this last time, the one before, I used my buffalo potion to heal me up because I got a wee bit, you know, broken. And we needed to sleep again. So, and I was looking at stuff and it didn't seem like we should have needed to sleep just yet. But I think it's just from the different time that we had saved or spent building things, specifically the boat that makes us need to sleep. Because it takes a long time to build the boat. I had been wondering if for some reason there was a bug where taking the buffalo potion was not just taking out all of the negative buffs, but it also took out the snake potion. Like it just removed all buffs, you know? But I don't think that's the case. But it's something we can take a look at. All right, so we're going to take a quick nap here so we can be running around on the other islands. So let's take... Is that going to be enough for both islands? Let's do 2 hours. 2 hours. Our food is down to 17. Like I said before, normally I would jump down off the side, but I don't want to get another scratch because those become quite annoying with the amount of stamina they don't allow you to have. All right. Yeah, that bed on the Santa Maria, that gives you so much energy. I can test to see if that's a bug later on. I'm getting excited about the new region. I was talking last night with some of the developers, and the new region just sounds so very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. Right around the island instead of left? You sure? We can try it. We can try it. Slightly faster. Well, it's not just a landing point. We have to have a good landing point where it's closer to the site. We also have to go pick up the copper first as well. But we can try this direction. We now have Shunburn. Oh. Gotcha. Ouch. Just kicked something under my desk. Excuse me. I like this little location for a base over here. Although I've really enjoyed the one that I've made on the Red Island over on the Pacifist playthrough. It's just so nice. So nice. Maybe that is faster. I don't have to turn around. What the hell's the boat? There it is. Hang on. Yeah, last time we forgot the clay back on the Island of Hope. That was stupidity on my part. Ugh. See, now I know I have it because my my weight is just over. Oh, we got another cut. Damn. From that drop. Is there anything we can drop? We could heal. That takes up a little weight. I guess we don't need the narrow leaf, do we? We could also eat that. Good thing we ate that. Our tummy was rumbling. We still are maxed out on the weight. What else can we drop? Said we need this. I guess we don't need the flint anymore. We don't need the cutter anymore. This is all we need, right? And it doesn't matter. We're still going to be running slow. Ugh. Still going to be running slow. We're not running super slow, but we're obviously not running very fast either. Question would be, is it faster to... the torch does... we could switch this out. Ouch. Yep, there you go. If we switch the two out, that'll work. You're right, we don't technically need the torch at all anymore. Okay. So that'll work. Shit! We did make a mistake, though. We did make one mistake. Right, but the hammer weighs 2 pounds versus the 1 pound of the torch. We did make one mistake. Gonna need that. All right, so what we'll do is we will switch the hammer into the actual waist belt, so we don't have to worry about the weight. And we will drop the torch. Okay, that's fine. We can put that in our little order of operation. Now, well, I mean, like I said, we're still trying to figure out how to get this one all done, you know? That's each time we improve and we get more stuff, right? That's part of the deal. Where the hell is the snake? All right. That. Grab this. We have to go grab our stones then.
The storm took the lives of many members of the Sand Crystal.
There isn't a stone over here, is there? No. All right. So one stone. And then the other stone is around the corner here. We might be able to find another... I thought I put the stone in that damn thing. Oh, I didn't hit space. I hit E. Damn it. Oh, well. No. That other one over there? No. Doesn't dismantle. Well, see, like this. I thought I had placed that stone inside of the smelter, but I didn't. So now we're walking slow. It's like there are all these little things that we can improve to, you know, not have to get our time a little bit better. But yes, that's fine. That's fine. All right. We're taking damage from mild hunger. So we're going to have to eat something. All right. That is going... That almost was another screw up, guys. Now, there is a dead short-eared dog here. There is a dragon fruit over here that we can use. All right, we needed more sleep, guys. We needed more sleep than we took. And we're like out of water too. So yeah. We're going to be lucky if we make it out of this one alive. Shit. I think we heard the cougar, puma, whatever you want to call it. So we're definitely going to have to deal with a little bit more food. Starvation has disappeared. We got quite a bit of water from that, but we don't have any stamina because our sleep is so low. All right, so when we sleep on the boat, we're gonna have to sleep for. We slept for what, 2 hours? We're gonna have to sleep for like 3 hours on the boat. That will give us enough to deal with all of this. That's the information that we need to figure out. So we're figuring it out. It's all good. Luckily, we have a bed over here that we can sleep in. That won't fix our hydration problems and our food problems, though. But all right, yeah, we're gonna have to do 4 hours. But we're gonna be losing health because we don't have, because we're gonna be dehydrated. Ooh, I'm just gonna do this. I know we're getting fatal dehydration. I know. Take. We're still experimenting, guys. Can I get water from the dog? I'm not going to. We could cook up the dog. Yes. We would get food. We would get water. Yes. But it's a glitch that the dog is there. So we're not going to use it because we can't rely on a glitch for the future. Come on, let me off this damn thing. You know what I mean? We have to rely on things that are here all the time. So grabbing that isn't going to help us next time when it's not there. Plus, we would be much better served by... Really? Right there? You're like waiting for me? Be much better served with like these. Now these are big tree. All right, come on. Damn it. Come over here so I can hit you with the damn axe. All right. There we go. Food is taken care of. We could actually do that on the way in as well. We could do that. We would have to slice up the tegu. We have to cook up the meat, and that would take some time as well. It's much better to just grab fruit if we can, and that tree we can grab a little bit of fruit. We can grab, hopefully, enough fruit that we don't have to worry about it. At least that's the hope. So there are a whole bunch of things that we can do to improve this. And it's just that this run is so much different than the other runs that we have to do because of the weight in particular, dealing with the weight limitations, that we have to do things differently, you know? The other option is we could grab the backpack instead of the hatchet, but we'll have to deal with some of those issues that come from that as well. It's like if we could get an improved stone hatchet, that would be really nice. You know? But we might be able to do an improved stone hatchet. But it's still a fighting the boar with the improved stone hatchet is kind of rough. Ain't gonna lie. Fighting the boar with the iron hatchet is a heck of a lot easier. It's like 2 really good hits or 3 hits in total. You know? With the improved stone hatchet, you have to be hitting your stopping blows each time, and you get banged up. So I mean, it would work. Then we wouldn't have to worry about the weight nearly as much. But so if we eat that fruit from that tree on the way in instead of on the way out, we will be able to avoid the hunger and the dehydration. Say axe all the way. See, that's the thing. The axe is just very helpful. And the fact that you have to remember, when we do them very hard, we're not going to have anything, you know? So we're still going to be sub 1 hour. Remember the first time we tried this and took longer than an hour on freaking very easy, and we're like, man, that's a pretty good time. I wonder if he can improve it. I bet you he might be able to get under like 50 minutes or something.
Our navigator, Diego Nunez, arrived here to...
All right. Let's update our numbers here. Hard. And our number was... Time, where are you at? Our time is 0:55 and 3 seconds. And we could I honestly could believe that we could trim like almost 5 minutes off that timer. I bet you we could trim about 5 minutes off that timer. All right, 0:55:03 and save and exit to main menu. Oops, did I save and exit to desktop? My bad. Now, we did have to sleep a lot more here. A lot more. All right. What does this say? This says 2 days, 18 hours, and 43 minutes. You know what? I'm surprised that's not more than it is. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that's not more than it is. Quite surprised. that is... That's nice. That is quite nice there. Now, Very Hard's going to be a different story because even with the leaf backpack, we're not going to be able to haul 2 pieces of copper and 2 pieces of clay. We'll be like stuck, you know? It's like, that's not that much. So we're going to have to shuttle stuff back and forth. All right, I'm going to get today's pot of coffee started, and I will be back in just a minute. And we have enough time to do another. We have enough time to do another run through here. Attempt to better our time, and I think we can. All right. Okay. Trying to increase my water intake. I don't drink enough water. Or moreover, I don't drink enough fluids overall. Okay, new game. One second. All right. Sat down and I figured, you know what? Considering that you're trying to increase your fluid input and you're getting ready to sit down for at least a 55-minute speed run, maybe you should run to the restroom first. Because that might... if I have to ruin my time because I have to go pee, that would just be unfortunate. So we'll take care of all that stuff beforehand, you know? All right. Let's see what we can do. There's still one thing I would like to try.
The storm came out of nowhere. None of
Still one thing I would like to try. You already see a way to shave 20 seconds off? What's that? I've thought about picking up that coconut and eating it. Just getting us a little more water right at the beginning, so we wouldn't have to worry about the water later on. That grab, jeez. Yeah. But I mean, then I would have to rerun everything. Because I've always started the timer whenever I hear the first sound trigger. That's when I start it up. You know, you hear the crackle of the fire and hasn't even loaded in on the screen. I hit the button. That's when the time starts. I'm going to try something slightly different this time. That's not what I wanted to do at all. That's what we wanted to do. All right.
our captain,
Juan Ponce de Leon. Room 2. All right. Need that. Just need that one now. Ah, I saw you, Scorpion. We have discussed this in the past, but we're going to see if it actually does anything for us. All right, Thakard, you're running the wrong way. We're making a slight deviation. All right, we know that takes a little bit longer than the wooden hammer, but we do make quite a little bit of stuff, you know? And so try to do the calculation before, but one, two. I think this will overload us, yes. You can only grab 2 now. But can grab these guys to where we only now need to grab 4 liana roots. And people are... And you guys keep saying I can pick some stuff up in other locations as well, which we might very well try to do. Shoot. Really don't want the boar bothering us. All right. The hammer is on the belt, yes. Or we can put the hammer on the belt, yes. In fact, we can just drop this because we don't need this anymore. Can't do that. We know we can't do that. But there's another massive stone here we can pick up. In fact, we can't really pick up anything right now. I don't even think we can pick up the cutter. We'll check to see if we can pick it up, but I don't think we can. Oh, we can. Okay. I guess last time we still had the shovel with us, maybe? One by that fallen log on the left of your path. What's there? Is that another one of the liana vines? That means we would only have to do 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, we're going to try something else as well this time. Gonna switch stuff up ever so slightly, okay? And switch stuff up ever so slightly. And switch stuff up ever so slightly. The big stick, we're not worried about the big branch right now, because we can get that over by the boar. There's one lying on the ground by the boar, so we're not going to worry about the big branch. That part we're not going to be concerned about. If we could find... And I do not really want to deviate from that path that I have right now too much. But I mean, we only need 4 liana vine. Another to immediate left after arch via path, the liana. It's left of the arch, or it's just left of the path that's leading up to the arch. Because I thought there was a liana down where the path hits the main road there. But I just couldn't find the damn thing. All right, we talked about doing this change last time. And we're going to see if we can still make it. This is going to screw with our timings a wee bit. But we're going to see if we can still get away with it. If we can, it kind of changes stuff up a little bit. In fact, it would change it up that much, I believe. 1, 2. We're just grabbing 2, right? We're just grabbing 2. We're going to make our backpack. Making the backpack is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Woo! I think the 1 hour and 30 minutes on the backpack is what's going to be too much. I think it's going to be too late. I didn't know that it was gonna take us 1 hour and 30 minutes for the backpack to just make it. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it. We shall see though. If we don't make it, that's fine. Yeah, I'm positive we're not gonna make it. All right, so we're definitely going to have to make the backpack after the fact once we get up here, which means we can't grab the massive stone. Man, if we could have made that backpack, that would have been oh so nice. Okay. I mean, we can attempt this, but it already looks like it's turning. Yeah, it's already near the top of the mountain. All right, we'll get up there. We'll do the science, but I'm like 95% certain that we're gonna arrive too late. Yeah, we're definitely too late. All right, so we will. I still think we're gonna make the hammer. We'll make the hammer. We can actually not deviate. We can make the hammer with that one that we just grabbed. That would work too. Oh, get out of my way! Damn, we have a cut. All right. So even with that, we can't carry that massive stone. Okay. I mean, we even have the backpack, and we can't carry the massive stone and all the other stuff. Yeah, look at the sun going, how quickly it's going down. We're way too late. All right. So we have to make the backpack after. We cannot make the backpack before. I mean, I'm absolutely certain that we're too late. Definitely. Yep. All right. We won't be able to do that because we can't carry the clay at the same time. We would have to go back for the clay. Which, I mean, we could do. We could do that. I'm trying to think of any other nearby fruit trees that we can slightly deviate to give a little more food, a little more water, hydration. I mean, we could pick up that coconut, but it takes How long does it take to cut the coconut?
The storm came out of nowhere.
Because it takes time to cut the coconut. Where picking fruit off a tree doesn't really take time outside of the time it takes to run to that tree. You know? I don't even know what it is. Side note. I mean, I don't even care nowadays with how long it takes to do this, you know? 5 minutes? You know what? 5 minutes isn't that long. The sailor in the tutorial calls you Lord. You probably are just of higher status than he is. I mean, let's be honest. Technically, Darth Vader does not hold a title of nobility, but they still call him Lord. I mean, if Darth Vader wants to be called Lord, who's going to argue, right? I think you might be like a second or a third officer. I don't know if you are second to Juan Ponce de Leon, but you're definitely part of the command staff, as far as I can tell. Okay. Huh? I know my Star Wars. Really? Own Legends? Okay. Nah, I'm absolutely okay with the Disney stuff because the only thing in the Disney things that are questionable are, well, the movies. And even they aren't overly questionable. If the movies had taken out all of the pseudo-political crap that they shoved into them, there aren't actually that much in the way of canon-based, shall we say, continuity issues. The vast majority of it lines up pretty solid. Because a lot of people have arguments with things like the I don't think anyone really has arguments about the Star Killer base. I mean, that's always been something that the Empire's really been keen on, is making big, really big guns. So that's not too big of a, ooh, crap. All right, that's right. All right, we'll make the wooden hammer. That's why I took this. I was trying to remember why I took this side deviation right there, and that was the reason why. Son of a bitch. It was super close. Saw that snake. all the baddies kind of have this affinity for large super weapons. Kind of a baddie thing, you know? Rey having her abilities aren't completely as crazy as people like to make it out to be. Because she already had very much martial skills, because we know this because she had that like staff that she used all the time. All right, so where's that one? Where's it at? I thought it was right over here. Where's it at? You know what? We could make this into the cutter really quick. That would save the weight. No, I can't find the Liana Vine. I thought it was over here somewhere. All right, not going to worry about it. Well, I mean, just because changes were made on the character front doesn't necessarily make it non-canon. There are lots of changes that were made in the original movies, which some people might go, well, that should be not canon. But they are, because, you know, it is. Moving. All right, so we can carry one of these. We're about Finn. Well, they kind of ruined all of that when they in the second movie. So I'm a huge Star Wars person. I don't know if you guys have ever watched my Star Wars Galaxies playthrough over on YouTube. If you haven't, you should. And if you've never played that game, you should also do that. If you would ever want to join up with Mambu and myself, we have a town in Galaxies, and it's a lot of fun. It's so a lot of fun. Force Awakens. Obviously, we're being introduced to a new generation of heroes, which is perfectly fine. One of the mistakes that they kind of made is just because you're being brought into a new generation of heroes doesn't mean that the old ones have to die. You know, that's not something that you need to do. So that's not something that needed to happen. The death of Han Solo, as a measure to kind of move it on to the next generation, isn't a thing that needed to happen. Eventually, yes. And people will go, oh, no, why? Well, because that's the hero story. The hero story has always been, I mean, think about Luke. Luke's mentor is Obi-Wan, Old Ben, you know? And Old Ben has to die for Luke to take that next step forward. So the death of Han Solo, they didn't need to do it. They could have done it in a later episode. But eventually Han Solo, because he's kind of the mentor. I've always seen Han Solo as a mentor to Finn more than anyone else. And I think, you know, even if Han Solo, I mean, he dies in the end. So I mean, it's not that bad. SWG is part of Legends, yes. Well, bits and pieces of it are. Other pieces aren't. Well, Harrison Ford was sick of their role in Empire Strikes Back. It's just, I don't know how, but I don't know. I don't even think that he disliked the role. I think he wanted to have that mentor's death, you know? I mean, it works out perfectly fine. And the way that they handled his death with Kylo was actually fine. You know, Ren is dealing with how he's handling the dark side in his life, and he keeps getting drawn away from this dark side path that he's being led down by Snoke and all these other influences on his life. And so for him to basically proceed, he has to either give up the dark side or give up what's holding him away from it. So the fact that he kills his father, I mean, isn't that, it's actually a decent way to go about it. Ouch. We're overweight. All right. We're going to eat a couple of these oranges. We're going to eat all of these oranges right now. Okay. Hey, you know, some people, they have different things that they're kind of trying to do, you know, and I understand that. It's just, it's a thing. This is actually getting pretty late again. We're going to have enough sunlight? Shit. Ow. Get out of my way. I mean, why they did things, who knows? I still think that the story of Rey works perfectly fine. I even think the story that she is somehow related to Palpatine is perfectly fine as well. You know, I don't find much in the way of issues with that. The third movie, Rise of Skywalker, definitely has very much in the way of Dark Horse Comics. Crap, I just forgot the name of the comic series. My brain is saying Heir to the Empire, and my brain's also telling me that's wrong. But it's where the whole cloning thing came to be with the Emperor. And so this is, I mean, something that is very much steeped in legends, you know? It's just, it's not quite what people wanted. Which I understand. Definitely understand. But yes, Rey has very much martial abilities. She is very proficient with her little staff that we see as she's on Jakku. So the fact that she is able to translate those skills over to using a lightsaber is not overly far-fetched. We know that people who do not... There was this whole thing for a long time in Legends. And this is something that was removed from Legends, kind of this Legends thought process by George himself, which was that you had to have this connection to the Force to be able to kind of use a lightsaber. That was kind of something that was brought in a little bit with some books and ideas like that. Some games too were a thing with that, but that was kind of dispelled by George when he had the Mandalorians using a lightsaber very well in a very martial way during the Clone Wars series with the creation of the Darksaber. So that could be kind of, I mean, I won't say disproven. It's not the right word, but all right. Ah, damn it. That's not what I need. In fact, I'm going to toss you out over here. So we don't need you anymore. Oh, I could have done that earlier. I might have been able to... You know what? That was a mistake we could have fixed. Okay. We're going to drop the hammer right here. All right. Are we short a stick? No, we can't be short. Oh, yes, we are short a stick because I used one of the sticks for the other thing, which I generally don't. All right. I wanted to make the other hammer, but I didn't. So, yes, we're short a stick, which is... We're going to have to grab a stick from somewhere. So that's going to slow us down as well. Shoot. What am I doing? I didn't make the bag. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, yeah. I can see if you want to say that, where it's like, oh, these were very proto sabers, so being able to use them also required some usage of the Force. That's not bending the rules too much. We can go with that. That's not out there too much. All right, we have to go back. I'm making these little mistakes right here that we don't have to make that I'm making. Because we have to grab our cutter. Because we already have a cutter, don't we? And I forgot it over here. Where is it at? There it is. All right. So these little mistakes we're making. These are the things that will, as we do this, more and more reps of this stuff, we will polish it up just a little bit more, you know? All right. Grab one of those. That only takes 1 minute. That doesn't really... You know what? Do we just not grab any of the leaves? Or any of the sticks? And just... I mean... If it only gives us 13 minutes extra time... 1, 2, 3. We said we only needed 3, right? Isn't that what we said we only needed? Or do we need 4? We need 1 more, don't we? Would allow us to carry more stuff. All right, Pig, where are you at? Nice, we got a blocking hit. Hit him. Hit him again. Hit him again. All right. I was under an impression it... Hang on a second. Where's the... Oh, it's right here. Where is it at? Damn it. There is a big branch that sits right next to it. How am I all of a sudden not able to find this damn thing? What? That's something too. All right, so where the hell's the big branch gone? Oh shoot! There. Nope. Where the hell's the big branch? It should be right here. I mean, I picked it up here last time. Where did it go? Yeah, rip temp. What the hell? I mean, it should be right here, shouldn't it? I thought it was right here. I mean, we'll have to chop one. 6 minutes. That's unfortunate. And we're overweight anyways. I thought it was right there. Where did I mean, I picked it up there last time. I mean, I guess it might have rolled away. Maybe I bumped it when I don't know. But it should be there. Well, there had been thoughts for quite a while that, oh, you have to have, you know, because to make a lightsaber, you have to be doing forcey things with the crystal. That also meant that you had to have the force to use it. And in part, that was because he chased us a little bit. More than anything else. And let's drop this so we can move. There are 2 boars in that section. There's one that's further back, though. He's much further back. We didn't go grab the massive stone. There's one right over here. It was right here, wasn't it? Now I've lost track of where this big stone is. There are all these little things that we can do to get better time. Oh, there it is. Ran right past it. Probably jumped over the damn thing. So I think we're even going to have to make a trip back with some of this stuff because we won't be able to carry all of it, which is fine. No. Stop. Cancel. Accidentally almost did half logs. The most useless item in the game. All right. So that was the snake potion wearing off, which is not great for us, but where's my tree? There's my tree. We're going to need more narrow leaves, that's fine. All right, 5 narrow leaves and that guy right there. So 1, I said 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a 5th one right over here, wasn't there? Oh, damn it. Let's grab those too. we about did that mistake again. All right, yeah, that's where all of our time goes right there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to pop this guy and hop the boat. We're gonna sail. Let's get back to Star Wars because I love my Star Wars. So if we were to like have the biggest complaints about the different movies, the new movies, I don't think they're overly the biggest complaint people have about the first movie, Force Awakens, is the fact that it's basically a rehash of A New Hope. Yes, that's true, but it's a new hope for a new generation. And I'm fine with that. I can do that. You know, that's fine. That doesn't bother me that much. The time with Stone Axe, it takes longer to do stuff. So, you know, but we're going to have to figure it all out. So I don't mind the kind of rehash story. It's different enough that it's not quite the same. It doesn't have the same feel to it. The fact that it's the planet Ilum is just insanely cool when it comes down to story stuff. And the fact that you don't kind of learn that it's the planet Ilum until you play Star Wars not Force Awakens, Star Wars Jedi. I can't even remember the name of it. Biggest gripe with Force Awakens isn't the retelling of A New Hope, it's the role reversal. Well, I mean, I don't even think you can say it's a role reversal because, yes, it's how it was supposed to be, but sometimes they start filming and they get ideas and they switch stuff up. That's just kind of how things go, you know? And that's just how the business is. It's like, and that doesn't necessarily change too much. So, but yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things where it's just, I don't mind that because I don't mind any of the characters. I think the characters all fit a specific role, you know? I think Finn kind of fits Han's role. And Poe kind of is this weird cross between, he's definitely Wedge Antilles, but he's like Wedge Antilles from the X-Wings books, you know, where Wedge Antilles starts doing, you know, secretive spy stuff, you know? True, and I get that, but the second thing I mentioned compounds the issue to being unforgivable for me. What was the second thing? See, I think it's... I still think the idea... I see, personally, I think it's better the way it came out, because you have always had this story of what the Empire was doing. Originally, the Empire was stealing Force-sensitive children. Well, not the Empire. Palpatine was stealing Force-sensitive children. We learned this in the Clone Wars, that he's stealing Force-sensitive children. Okay, yeah. I understand that Finn should have had more character growth, I think, is a given. We can definitely agree with that. Poor Finn needed more story, and the story that he got was kind of cheap. So yes, we can definitely agree with that. I think having him not be, you know, the Jedi superhero story is actually fine. Because when you're reading the books that came out, there are books that come out, you know, before all of that has happened. I think. Or was that slightly after? We know in canon that the Empire was stealing children. Originally, it's just Force children, but then we learned that they have been stealing lots of kids for lots of different reasons. We're going to try and jump off the side again this time. See if we can mimic what we did last time. Some of them are not. Some of the books that were made after the change are canon. A lot of the books, I think the books that are coming out now are better than a lot of the Legends books, to be perfectly honest. I find them a lot better. Well, I won't say a lot better, but I do find them better. Oh, we got double wounds for that. We got double wounds for it that time. All right. So yeah, I think Finn's story was really good. I would have liked to see much more of it. Now, I think a lot more of the questionable actions start to come in when you get to The Last Jedi. Obviously, a lot of people really liked Force Awakened. Not nearly as many people liked The Last Jedi. And I think most of those are because people decided that they were going to insert kind of political opinions. And don't get me wrong. I mean, Star Wars has always had a political undertone because that's always what it's been. But the outside of the political stuff, so there are a couple things that are bad with The Last Jedi. First of all, with The Last Jedi is the entire Canto Bight military-industrial complex, let's save the horses thing was just completely unnecessary and stupid and garbage. Hot garbage, you know? Now, the fact that you go to Canto Bight, that's perfectly fine. The fact that there are military people that have made a lot of money off the war, that's perfectly fine. The fact that they were kind of trying to set it up as like, oh, they're keeping the war going because the military gets their money. No, that's not the why the war is keep on going. The war is continuing to go because Palpatine has been pulling the strings behind the scenes for forever. I mean, literally for forever, you know? So that was garbage. The whole, we need to save the horses thing because, you know, I have feelings. That's garbage. Get that out. That's just stupid. You are wasting our time on a nonsensical, non-important story. So yeah, that's crap. Don't need it. Get rid of it. Let's see here. What else we got? keeping slightly on that, the whole Finn and Rose thing. Rose is supposed to be like this really thoughtful character, but she's an idiot, you know? Skipping parts of the movie, we get to the end. Rose is like... So Finn has been trying to struggle. Finn has been growing and struggling to see, you know... Finn's entire thing is figuring out that there is something bigger than him, more important than him, a greater purpose in life. That has been Finn's... Crap. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to pull it out. That has been Finn's journey up to this point. Realizing that there is... That what he was, he can be more than what he was, you know? So Finn, when they're having the battle on Crate, Finn comes up with this realization that they're going to be taken over, and he decides that he is going to make the sacrifice of himself to save his friends, which is the greatest sacrifice anybody can make. You know, I'm not trying to get biblical on you guys here because, you know, I am a religious person, but not everyone is. But, you know, it's the whole thing of, you know, that what you do to the least of these, you know, that's a very strong point in all of stuff. You know, sacrificing oneself to save your friends or to save innocent peoples is huge in all storytelling, you know? All right, so we're actually doing pretty good here. I think this time we will take the jump off the edge. I think we'll take the jump into the water instead. You know? So it's one of those things that the hero has to learn that sometimes the hero has to die to save the people that they love, right? And so Finn has gotten to this point, and it is an immense amount of growth between where he was in the beginning, where he's going to run away because he's scared, and where he is at this point, where he's realized that to save his friends, he has to sacrifice himself. And that is incredibly strong and incredibly poignant. And if Finn died in that moment, or if he was like really severely injured, I mean, he's already been severely injured, obviously, because he tried to fight off Kylo, you know, in the Force Awakens. You know what? We're gonna go to the right again, see if it's any better. Our tummy is rumbling. That's fine. That is one of those moments where it's like, it's just a pinnacle moment in his development. And what do? They throw that entire building moment away by having Rose come in and, you know, ram his speeder. Why? Because she loves him. So literally what they're saying, instead of the monumental decision to sacrifice oneself to save those you love, is you are willing to sacrifice everybody else to save a single person you love, which is completely backwards. It's like they took something that was a really great, important message about sacrifice for helping out others, and they turned it into what Rose did. What Finn did was 100% selfless. The sacrificing of oneself to save other people. What Rose did was 100% selfish. You know, preventing the death of a person for the betterment of herself. And she's kind of seen as like this weird hero. No, she's not the hero. She's done the bad thing, you know? Ugh. So yes, a lot of the stuff I can't, basically anything to do with Rose. Rose was just completely insufferable. There was this possibility of her being a wonderful character, but they literally ruined her. You know, you could have had Rose having this huge moment of dealing with the sacrifice of Finn, you know, or him being incredibly wounded, whatever, you know. Again, you know, having that moment and growing from that moment. And then maybe she actually would have had a part in the third movie. But no, they took a dump all over Rose. And then the other issue a lot of people have is Holdo. And Holdo in the books is perfectly fine. Holdo in the movie is not great. I won't say literally crap, but it's not great. You know? Her whole idea of leading these guys on this weird, long, like, chase us, and if you get us, you're gonna get us, but you're not gonna get us because we have this whole trap thingy plan. No, that first of all, that doesn't really make sense. And second of all, they build her as this weird character that she's supposed to be in charge of the military. She's this head admiral, but she wears like some weird outfit. You know, it's like, even they're like, well, it's not an official military thing because, you know, they're the resistance. The rebels all wore rank, and they all had, you know, rank type things. You look at Admiral Akbar, he wore that white tunic, rank insignias. You look at Crix Maydeen, the general, all of them. The only one that doesn't wear any rank insignias is Mon Mothma, because she's not a military leader. She is a political leader, you know? So the whole reason of her being dressed like that makes absolutely no sense. And I don't have as big of a problem with, well, okay, yes and no. Poe is kind of like the de facto second in command, and Poe disobeyed orders. He was rightly chastised. That's perfectly fine. The fact that she didn't tell her, basically her second in command, what the hell was going on, that is completely 100% on her. You know, that was just dumb. You know, it's like on the list of stupid things that you shouldn't have done, that's right there at the top of the list. You know. So yes, there are definitely issues with Holdo's character. Like I said, in the movie though, in the books, she's solid. She appears in two of the books, I believe, as kind of this side character with Leia, and it's perfectly fine. It makes sense. It's all good. But the movie, they did her wrong. They tried to make her like this ultimate female character, and they kind of made her into this dislikable person instead. There we go. All right, let's get this thing down here. I love talking my Star Wars. I mean, I'm sure you guys wouldn't have noticed. A lot of people have issues with the hyperspace RAM. I have absolutely no
The
problem with
storm
that.
took the lives
None
of
whatsoever.
members of the Sand
None whatsoever at all. There is no issue with the hyperspace RAM. That's just perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. Story-wise, it works just fine. People go, it doesn't make sense. No, it makes sense. It's like, well, haven't they used it before? Because people aren't into that type of self-sacrifice, which is fine. You know, she sacrifices herself the same way that Finn is then going to sacrifice himself later, except he's not allowed to by the selfish Rose. So I have no problem with her self-sacrifice and her taking out a large portion of the fleet by doing the... That was weird. By doing the hyperspace ram. We know that obviously this is kind of Legends-based, but we know that in the past there have been hyperspace weapons that were based around hyperspace ramming. And they were so highly illegal, so very much, you know, bad, that they were like made illegal long time ago, to the point where even the Empire wouldn't step on that, you know? And obviously that is getting into some Legends stuff, which doesn't necessarily fit, but doesn't mean that some of the things from Legends that were decided aren't still a part of the universe. They just aren't explained that way. Well, we know that at one point there was a hyperspace cannon, which basically used shot projectiles faster than the speed of light through hyperspace, all that jazz. And they destroyed that super weapon, and they basically made it a law that said, this is a weapon you cannot use, you know, because it is too destructive. It just, you know, and the fact that they kind of carry that on, even without saying this is why it is, I don't have a problem with. So I don't have a problem with that. Well, no, she did it as a very last possible thing, you know. It's a full sacrificial thing. She did it to basically save the rest of the group, which she never had to do, because they're only in that ordeal because she had a stupid plan to come up with. But there is a sense of growth in a way where you made this plan. It was a bad plan, but to get out of the bad plan, to save everyone else from your bad plan, you're going to sacrifice yourself. And that being said, there's no way that she could have said, we know that the Empire will chase us, and at some point I'm going to turn around and hyperspace jump through the middle of the group. That's not something that you could plan, you know? So it's not like her plan all along was to hyperspace jump herself away. The fact that she realized that they're not going to make it, that her plan has failed, and then she adapted her plan in such a way that it gave them a possibility of A, escape, and also an ability to severely damage the enemy, shows that she wasn't necessarily a bad leader. She was just a bad strategist, you know? If you want to take a look at another person who was a very good leader, but a bad strategist, all you have to do is look as far as President George Washington. He was a terrible strategist, but as a leader, he was the top of the pile. There's like no one when it comes to leadership that was as good as he was, you know? So you can be a very good leader and not be a great strategist. The two are not exclusive or inclusive. You can be one, the other. It's all good. So yeah, the hyperspace jump I have no problem with. Well, yes, the hyperspace could have been done with droids. True, unless, because think about this. If this has been a law enacted, and this is obviously, it's not written down anywhere, but this is not going to be a very large logical deviation, right? If this is something that galactically they've said, this is way too powerful a weapon to do, we cannot allow it. One of the ways that you could see that they would disallow that from ever happening is to intentionally make it to where ships could not do that. And we know that's kind of a thing because we know that ships can't jump into gravity wells. And the theory behind that is that the gravity pulls them out of hyperspace. But it's never actually explained to us how the hyperdrive engines work and whether or not gravity wells pull them out of hyperspace, or if that was something that was installed into them so that they could never be used as weapons against planets. So it might be that hyperdrives are specifically designed to exit hyperspace into real space so that they would not damage or they could not collide with planets. You know? So that's one thing. The other thing you could see is that droids, so that you could not pilot a vehicle as a weapon, you might very well have laws enacted that say that droids cannot have that type of knowledge in them. Or the droids are programmed to where, you know, because let's think about droids in general, right? Or robotics in general. If we take like Asimov's laws, you know, the first law of robotics is that a robot cannot harm a human being, right? So we would think that that would probably be the same for most droids. Now, yes, they have combat droids and they have assassin droids. But just because you have combat droids and assassin droids doesn't mean necessarily that those would not still be programmed with the ability to avoid jumping into a station or something like that. Yeah, a second.
Navigator Diego
Escape.
Nunez arrived here just.
There we go. 54 minutes. Wow, we actually took longer that time. How did we take longer? We were running around doing other things. We actually took longer. Probably because I was talking about Star Wars the entire time. That's kind of surprising that we took longer. All right, so we're going to have to definitely tighten it up a little bit in other locations. A lot of it's going to be the resource gathering. Trying to figure out the resource gathering just so. 2 days, 15 hours. All right, so we saved in-game time, though. We did save quite 3 hours worth of in-game time? So there's that. Yeah, I will sit here and I will talk Star Wars all day long. I've actually thought about creating a Star Wars only channel. No, actually, we were faster. That's 54:22. So we actually were just under a minute faster. So we're a little bit faster. And our day is now 2 days, 15 hours. And 53 minutes. Okay. So we trimmed some of our real time. We trimmed some of our game time as well. And we can definitely trim down the real time a little bit more if we get our path a little straightened out. It's a minute less. When I read it, I read 55. You guys can't see it, but on my screen there's some stuff blocking the text. So, but yes, all right. So yeah, that's pretty solid. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Oh, all right. We don't have enough time to start anything new. I do want to try. I still wonder if the stone hammer will be a little bit faster. Jar Jar. Poor Jar Jar. Poor Jar Jar. Poor Jar Jar. We're gonna have to do basically an entire episode trying to figure out very hard. I think with very hard, we'll basically have to make the all right. We're not going to do much here. We're just going to do a little testy here. No, Jar Jar is not. That was a rumor. That was a rumor. That was an amazing rumor. That was amazing rumor, but that's been completely disproven. I think it would have been amazing if it was. Darth Jar Jar would have been the best thing ever. It would just been so great. But it is complete fiction. It is complete fiction. It never was going to be a thing. It wasn't going to be a thing. But people were able to arrange stuff in the story to where it made Jar Jar look kind of really smart and omnipresent and being able to do stuff. And he was super lucky and super clumsy, but things always worked out for him, you know? That's the Force. So the idea there was kind of great. And someone ran with it. It was a really great idea. But wasn't a real thing. I think they could have done it, which would have been so funny and amazing. But they didn't, and that's fine. All right. That being said, getting back to our oh, you know what? We do need that one. Oh, we don't need it per se. Damn. I'm just looking over here. Is there still a drop stick over here? Can't remember if they've moved it all or not. So there's a... If we come this way, we could grab this. Because originally, there, way back in the demo days, there had been like a drop stick and a stone right in the starting area. And I don't think... There isn't a drop stick over here anymore, is there? As far as I can tell. No drop stick? I don't think there's a drop stick. So is it better to take a walk over here and... How long does it take for one stick? 1 minute? Yeah, that's fine. I'm just kind of planning out a path here. A little extra running around. That actually saves us quite a bit of weight, so we can do that. We might just do that on the way back, though. It all depends on how much we can carry into the... We'll skip the sticks this time. We're not going to pick up anything except for what we absolutely need. You'll have to show me that specifically, because I don't ever remember that. I'm gonna have to. I'm calling for a source on that one. I mean, I like the idea. I just don't remember it being a thing.
Our captain, Juan Ponce de
Juan
Leon.
Ponce de Leon. Ouch. But, all right. Getting back to, Last Jedi. This entire time, Rey is doing stuff with, Luke. You know, found Luke. Luke is suffering... Luke is basically suffering from post-traumatic stress from losing all of his students in the basically an uprising. That's perfectly fine. That makes sense. Such things have big impacts on people. We know this is the case. So that makes sense. That's fine. All that's fine. So yeah, we're never going to make it to... I wonder if we just give up making any type of equipment. Because that just takes so long. I still think if we get there during the daytime, everything else is gravy. So Luke is training Rey. That's fine. All that's pretty standard. Good stuff. people, like I said, have been talking about, oh, why is Luke so sad? This doesn't make any sense. It's pretty much PTSD, and he's trying to deal with it by being by himself, you know? Which isn't the greatest way to deal with that type of stuff, but just because you're a Jedi doesn't mean that you necessarily are doing things the smart way either. So she comes. He has to be kind of convinced into doing some training, which is perfectly fine. He is doing weird things like hanging out with all these little people and drinking green milk from the teat of a weird caterpillar cow looking thing. You know, doesn't matter. That's just flavor text, basically, showing where he's at. The issue that people have with Luke is the final fight between Luke and Kylo. And they go, you can't just bring in this whole ability to, like, move himself through space to appear somewhere else. And the question is, well, why is that a thing? Why is that somehow against the rules? Because people go, well, it's never been done before. And to those people, I say, well, yes, it has been done before. Kanan Jarrus in the Rebels TV show was able to project himself. It's in the very first episode of Rebels. Ezra leaves the ship. He's taken the bait. He's stolen the lightsaber. No, he's not. What is he? Yeah, he's stolen the lightsaber at that point, I think it is. Or is it just the... It might be the holocron at that point. I can't remember which one. He's stolen both things at different points. But they knew that he was going to do this. They let him do it. You see that they have let him do it because they literally look at each other and then they go, now we'll see. So it's all a setup for little Ezra, which is perfectly fine. Oh, just got bit. It's fine. Don't poison me, thank you. And when Ezra runs back to his little house in this weird communications tower thing, you see him, and there's no sound, no footsteps, and he turns around and he knows that Kanan is standing there behind him. And he starts talking to him, and you see that Kanan is there, and they're talking. Now, what people kind of don't see or don't realize is that when Ezra is moving, you can hear Ezra's footsteps. When Kanan moves or comes in or leaves, you can't hear his footsteps. And that's because he's not actually there. The same way that when Luke is projecting himself onto crates, he doesn't leave any footprints because he's not actually there. So we know that Kanan, a Jedi who, after the Jedi Purge, during this time was only a apprentice. He was not even a full Jedi. He had the ability to do this over a range of, we'll say, a couple miles. Maybe it's a mile, maybe it's a little more, whatever it is. And he is an apprentice that is able to do this. Luke is a completely different creature. He is a completely different... What's that damn snake? There it is. He is 100% something different, you know? So first thing that a Jedi who hadn't used his abilities like at all for basically decades because he was in hiding. And we know this through the books that he hasn't used his abilities, but he is still able to project himself a considerable distance. It is not hard to believe that Luke, who is much more powerful, would be able to project himself a considerable way further. Where is that? I really thought there was another vine down here somewhere. I thought it was like right over here. Maybe it's further down. All right, I'm wasting time. Can't waste time. We're still trying to see if we can do this before the sun sets. What's up, Mambu? We're talking about Star Wars. And I'm being all nerdy. You know me. Excuse me. Trying to do a run through on very hard, just talking about Star Wars. What was or was not good or bad, proper, improper about the most recent movies. No. Bad does not equal Jar Jar. Right now, Mikas is trying to find the information about Jar Jar actually being Darth Plagueis. I mean, that would have really, you know, I think it would have been amazing. Poor Mambu. He would have been broken. I mean, there is a lot of anecdotal evidence to show that Plagueis the Wise was actually Jar Jar. How does Jar Jar get out of all of these quote-unquote sticky situations? First of all, how does Jar Jar somehow just... the likelihood of him just tripping basically in front of a Jedi? I mean... literally and figuratively, to be saved by the Jedi. No, you say that because that's what he wanted you to think. That is what he wanted you to think. You know, nobody suspects the court jester of actually being in control of the kingdom. But what if he was? And so the argument is, Jar Jar just happens to be right where he literally runs into Qui-Gon Jinn. This really powerful Jedi, all of a sudden this little creature is right in the exact location. Now you go, all right, that's just because it was coincidence, which is perfectly fine. Now, we know that the Jedi were not able to see the Sith. They freely admitted that, you know, that the fact that there was a Sith among them and they were not able to see said Sith was of deep concern to them. Now, it doesn't mention at all that a Sith would not know about a Jedi. Not necessarily. You have to... So, you know, Jar Jar then proceeds to, oh, whenever there is a sticky situation, right? Whenever there's a sticky situation, he's for some reason right there in the action. You know? He gets them in to see the Gungan Council, you know? Huh. That's really nice. Was allegedly visible in Phantom Menace? I haven't seen that either. The whole thing about Jar Jar being Plagueis isn't a thing. You know, he's not. What I'm saying is he could have been. They could have done that, and it would not have been too far off kilter. Ooh, wow, okay. We can only... All right. It could have still been a thing. All right, so we're doing this on very hard, and we still got up top here to be able to do it during the daytime. So I think our very hard run through is going to be slightly, obviously, slower than our hard, especially on the in-game time, but it is doable. All right. It is definitely doable. We can probably get sub 1 hour with on very hard. But where was he known for using forced possession? If you say, well, it was in the Darth Plagueis book, thing is, that's not canon anymore. That one's not canon anymore, so you can't use that as evidence anymore. Sorry. People will complain about canon changes with Disney. Let's be honest. There were a lot of stupid canon things. A lot of stupid canon things, okay? There was a lot of the stuff in the Black Fleet Crisis books that didn't make any sense. The courtship of Princess Leia was pretty janky. I mean, it was fine, but it was janky. Truce of Bakura actually was pretty solid. Ooh, wow, we can't carry all of this stuff. Can we carry... Nope. Okay. Well... We're over our limit right now. So, yes, we can get up here, but we can't get down very fast. I mean, we can use a gravity assist. If we can use a gravity assist. That's another question altogether. Whether or not we can use a gravity assist. Oh, hush. Hey, I'm saying. I'm just saying. I am a huge fan of Thrawn ever since he was very first introduced by Timothy Zahn, you know, Heir to the Empire. One of the greatest stories ever. I think the way that they wrote Thrawn in the new canon is far superior. I think Zahn looked at it and he was like, you know what, we can switch things around and do some different stuff. And I think Thrawn in the new canon is so much better. You know, Thrawn, people go in the old canon, they're like, well, what about that one scene where he kills the guy for being wrong? They gave him this. Zahn originally gave him this big mean streak, which then didn't quite meet with some of his other. It didn't match up all the time in the books how he did things. Ouch, ouch, ouch. In the new canon, it feels much more well done and explained. It feels a lot better. At least I believe so. All right, so we can get down the mountain. Only problem is we're moving very, very slowly. So what do we drop? So we can get over there in a decent pace. I guess we drop the clay. We could say we drop the clay. We would have to drop it by some place that was easily marked. So if we drop it right here, we could actually drop both the pieces of the clay. We know where it's at. That's fine. By that hibiscus plant. All right, so all this is doable. All this is doable. I would take anything pre-Disney as canon. We'll get to that next time. We'll get to that next time. Because, yes, that was garbage. Yes, that was garbage. Okay, yeah, we can do this. It's gonna be really close, but it can be done. Okay, no, there's so much done in the Legends canon that is just hot garbage. I mean, half of the what is it? Young Jedi books are just completely stupid. A lot of the other books are dumb. They killed Chewbacca with a moon, for crying out loud, okay? It's like, how are we gonna kill Chewbacca? Let's kill him. Well, let's would be cool. Let's kill him with a moon. All right. No, that's stupid. That's just dumb. All right. How badass is Chewbacca? Oh, he's so badass that you have to kill him with a moon. You're just being stupid now. Garbage like Rey suddenly becoming Palpatine. Hey, I thought she was a descendant of Palpatine the entire time, from the very get-go. There were three possibilities, but there are three possibilities. One was not much of a possibility. The three possibilities were that I believed from the very beginning, from when I saw it, was she was related to Palpatine, she was direct descendant of Palpatine, she was a direct descendant of Obi-Wan, but that was the most shaky of them all, because two of them were pretty shaky. It was that she was direct descendant of Palpatine, she was either a direct descendant of Obi-Wan, or she was a direct descendant of what's his face? The person. A lot of people were saying Luke, which didn't make any sense because the time periods would have not been right for her age. You know, really wouldn't have worked out. So that didn't make much sense, or wouldn't make much sense. But Palpatine was always my choice, that she was related to either Palpatine or one of the Jedis. Either Obi-Wan, which didn't make much sense. The other Jedi that I had put up on that sheet was crap. We see him in the Clone Wars. He has a book with Asajj Ventress where he's the very first Jedi that we see that has the ability to see things through objects. Crap. See, now I'm going to have to look it up. I see his damn wandering through the wilderness face. Psychometry was the ability. What was his name? Come on, brain. What was his name? Quinlan Voss. There it is. Quinlan Voss. Because Quinlan Voss was kind of that type of person where you're like, he be banging. You know? See, I always thought it was that from the beginning. I always thought that Rey, like I said, I always thought Rey was related to Palpatine. So I had absolutely no problem that it went that direction. I think it went that way a little heavy-handedly. I think we should have learned more about her family in some of the books primarily, but see, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's the case. Well, technically, George Lucas didn't even have he kind of made everything on his way. He had an idea, and he had where he wanted to start, but a lot of that was also planned on the way. If you need reasoning about that, originally Luke and Leia were not supposed to be brothers and sisters until he decided that they were, which makes the incestual kiss a little odd, but they didn't know, so it didn't matter. You know? Anyways, it's 6 o'clock, guys. So we did 2 runs on hard. We got a time. And then we bettered our time, both for in-game and real time. So that's wonderful. He did have a fairly fleshed out idea, yes. You know, all I'm saying is scripts change sometimes, okay? Sometimes you get an idea later on, you go, oh, that would be really good. Can I put it in? You know? But yes, we can keep discussing this at a later date, you know? Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing Fallout 4. That has been quite enjoyable. Hope you guys come and hang out for that. It's something different, but it's still the RPG nature and just me having fun surviving. So that's a lot of fun. We will not have any raft content this week. If you are a fan of the raft content, one of our group, Pack, his mother has been in the hospital, so he's been dealing with that. So we haven't been able to record any new raft episodes. Hopefully, we will see Pack again pretty soon, and we'll be able to record some raft. But besides that, theoretically, Galaxies content. If you're having this discussion with me right now about Star Wars, make sure you guys go and check out the Galaxies content over on YouTube. We'll have some more of that up this week as well. So that's what's coming up. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you all later on. Have a great night. Can we talk about H.P. Lovecraft influence that's growing in the franchise? Well, I mean, outside of the Maw Beast, that's probably the biggest Lovecraftian thing. But I mean, that was in Solo, so it doesn't really count, does it?